Well, a very happy Valentine's Day, and the origin of Valentine's Day from Saint Valentine, but who really cares at this point? What we do is we celebrate Valentine's Day by giving our romantic partner a gift or a card, and then it's extended to more than that. Kids at school share Valentine's cards, etc. But it made me think about the concept of love. And how does love impact the workplace and ourselves? So let's take a moment, seeing it is supposedly a day of romantic love, and talk about other kinds of love. And the first other kind of love that I wanted to talk about today is something often overlooked, and that is self-love. And I'm not talking about being conceited or an obsession, narcissistic self-love. I'm talking about kindness and compassion to self. So often we think of compassion towards others, but how forgiving are we to ourselves? And when we do make a mistake, or when we don't project the very best version of ourselves, how forgiving are we? And what is our dialogue to ourselves? An interesting exercise that I once did in a class was, if you made a mistake, how would a friend or co-worker deal with that? Whereas when you make a mistake yourself, you often berate yourself terribly. So just think about a form of self-love that starts with compassion, and then love of humankind, love of other. Nelson Mandela spoke about Ubuntu, and Ubuntu, we are human through the humanity of others, and really just appreciating other people's humanity, and a general way of going about the world with a sense of kindness and compassion. And so that's what I thought of on this Valentine's Day, was the concept of loving other humans, the concept of being compassionate towards others, the concept of assuming positive intent in interactions. And we talk about this in the workplace, and we talk about the platinum rule, which is not doing unto others as you would have done unto you, but doing unto others as they would have done unto them. And if we all take a moment and think about this, if we all approach situations from a place of kindness, compassion, and love, would things be very different? So that was my thoughts on this Valentine's Day, February of 2023. I'm looking at your comments and thoughts, and thank you very much. The other thing I spoke about was, are you loving your work? And you may not love the work that you do, but is there a sense of care and kindness towards the people you work with? And how does this all begin? It begins by understanding people's stories, understanding where they are coming from, taking a moment to go beneath the surface. And during the COVID period, when we were all only doing things virtually, it was going beyond the square. Now that so many people are back at work, it's still going beyond what I call the cardboard cutout, and really getting to know people. And you may be watching this going, it's all very well, what if the other person isn't as kind and compassionate back? And of course, that's a reality, but it's just a reminder that every day, every moment, every interaction, you make a decision about who you want to be. You make a decision about how you want to show up, and then you behave accordingly. So in my personal branding workshops, we always start off with a very simple exercise of, how do you want to show up in the minds of the people you impact? And when I think about you, just take a moment and think about this. When the people who work with you think about you, do they think about you as someone who deeply cares about others? Do they think of you as somebody who demonstrates empathy and compassion? And as the 14th of February is a day of love, let it be a day of understanding self, understanding others, and a day of deep compassion. Wishing you a very happy or fulfilling or self-loving or loving of others Valentine's Day.